I want to back up to the year 2021, and just a little TLDR, little reminder for everybody. In 2021, California sued Activision Blizzard over alleged widespread sexual harassment, discrimination, and a toxic frat boy culture. That's their words in quotes. High-profile claims included a so-called, quote, Cosby suite named after Bill Cosby at BlizzCon, portrayed as a harassment hotspot. And then do you guys remember hearing about breast milk theft?
Where they were stealing.
Yes.
I still see like any Blizzard employee still like get associated with that all these years later.
Mm-hmm. And other extreme stories. And media outlets like Kotaku heavily amplified that. Now, Blizzard later settled for $18 million and overhauled their HR. Now, here's the problem, is that later probes and settlement language indicated there was no evidence of systematic harassment or executive cover-ups was found. Now, there were individual problems, but the biggest, splashiest narratives were overstated. And this is being discovered for the first time by a lot of folks, and Asmongold was speaking about this just the other day.
In case you didn't know, all of the allegations of sexual misconduct, abuse, harassment, and quote, frat boy culture were entirely fake, and the state of California even admitted that there was no evidence substantiating any of the claims. The entire controversy around Blizzard was set up by California to force the company to stop hiring white men using Me Too allegations to strong-arm them. Some of the accusations were so bizarre and insane that they included theft and consumption of breast milk during work hours, a rape room named after Bill Cosby, sexual harassment to the point of an employee ending her life. All of these claims were essentially a theater performance over the fact that only 1 in 5 Blizzard employees were women. As a result, Blizzard agreed to pay roughly $18 million in fines and set up HR hiring practices that would discriminate against white men. Internal messages between California Civil Rights Division officials showed the entire thing was a ploy to send a message to the industry to literally ruin video games.
There's a lot there. And I have that thread that he was referencing right here. And
the question is he basically saying that the woman who unalived herself, was that not because of everything that happened? It was a whole separate reason why she unalived herself, or is no one knows? No letters, no notes?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't even know if a lady actually did unalive herself, to be totally honest with you.
Crazy.
But yeah, there's a lot there. Now let's finish up with what he says.
Wow. How about that? That's crazy. I don't even know what to say.
I do.
What do you have to say, Phoenix?
So I would find everyone, if possible, find every single person who made that accusation. If this is true, that there was nothing that went on, and these are all false accusations, they forfeit their right to work, period. The end, never. You cannot work, ever. You can starve. You can go jump out a window if you're so depressed. That's all fine. It's encouraged. But what you definitely can't do is fucking get a paycheck from anyone. Now, if you want to start your own business, great. Go ahead. Godspeed. I wish you the best of luck. But greed makes me so fucking angry. It's the number one thing that makes me the most angry in life. It's that you're so self-absorbed, you don't give a shit about all the lives that you affect. You don't care. All you see is you. And I'm sick and tired of nothing happening to these people, right? So I'm kidding around and all that other shit, but I do believe that their faces should be seen, and it's basically blacklisted from anyone hiring them, or at least that they're aware. Let's put it that way: that they're aware that these are people that cause problems in corporations, and then let the hirer be the judge of that. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think you forfeit your right of privacy in HR when you're lying, when you're just straight up fucking lying. So if there's that rule, let go of it. At least the God King Emperor would strike that rule off the record, and now you can totally be seen by everyone for the fraud that you are. It's just ridiculous. You're ruining families, companies' lives. If you took down that company, how many other people does that affect? It affects so many people. And so, but you just see you just see your own little narcissism and your little control that you want. And so you don't care. You fuck the world. You burn, let it all burn for you. All you care. And then they get to go and work at some other fucking bullshit woke place. I don't like it. And something needs to be done from that. So prison time. I would gladly give prison time. For me, that's life in prison. That's 100% life in prison. Because again, it's disregard or care at all for the world around you. It is the same. I know this is a bold claim. That's the same as murder. You don't care. You're just in this case, it is not necessarily a gun or knife that you're stabbing people with, but you are trying to eliminate anything and everyone around you for your own personal gain. Fuck these people.
And the problem too is twofold, where it's on the one hand, you're ruining the lives of all of these developers. You ruin the reputation of them, the studio, everything. But also, as a part of the settlements, they had to change their hiring practices, where they were hiring people based on whether they're a woman or a minority, not on their merit, which made the games they're producing even worse. It hurts the consumers. It hurts the developers. The amount of people that were harmed as a result of these lies is pretty unfathomable if you think about it.
Well, that doesn't even include, I mean, the trickle-down effect of, we're talking about developers who had been there for 20 plus years at this point. And now they can't get hired at all because they're deemed problematic. Yeah, because
based on bullshit.
Based on bullshit, exactly.
Well, and it's very convenient we talked about Vic today, too. I mean, these relate so much to each other.
Oh, for sure. And you see this all the time. Once again, it's about controlling that narrative. Like, this is the first time I've heard any of this. I was shocked when I heard this stuff. And, you know, this came from the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. They're the ones who filed the initial high profile lawsuit. Okay, that they got all this thing going. But somebody told them that. Somebody from Blizzard went in there and said there was alleged widespread gender discrimination and sexual harassment, unequal pay, and a frat boy workplace culture and stuff. And it's like, you know, so I want to know who went to them to file that lawsuit. And Phoenix, you're saying, wouldn't it be amazing? I don't know. What do you think the odds are that they're still that they're still there?
Oh, yeah, no, I hope to God they're not there. But I mean, I truly believe that their names should be plastered everywhere. 100%.
This is the same as like doxing to me. You know, like you talk about, they're trying to end people's lives financially, and you're talking about it's the same as murder. It's the same type of thing with like doxing to me. If you dox somebody, you are, you know, whether it's doxing, whether it's calling the cops on them while they're live streaming or whatever, like swatting, like that whole thing is there should be ramifications for all this stuff.
On the simplest level, like let's say I lie about Steve and Mary. They're a married couple and have kids. And I lie because I'm jealous or whatever. And I say, Mary cheated on Steve for whatever personal gain I'm trying to get. And then they break up. Now the kid doesn't have is a broken home, you name it. Like that lie carries enormous weight. It's not just the act of a lie. No. That is plotting something and destroying things based off of it. So I don't like, just because it's in the workplace that we just forgive it. No. This absolutely, to me, that is malice. That is, you are going intentionally to try to break things up, cause problems, and affect everyone's careers and livelihood. That can't be a slap on the wrist at all. You know, obviously I'm an extremist. Find a 10% of what I'm saying and let's do that. But something has to happen.
Lies like these, they're not just evil, they're like a slow burn evil, because it's not something that instantly happens where just like one event done, whatever. But it's like they have their career ruined, and then it trickles into their family, their reputation. It just eats away at their life as a whole over the course of probably the rest of their life. And even when you have things come to light like this, it's not going to change a lot of people's opinions, and the damage isn't undone magically because now we're starting to learn the truth. It's already been done. And these people, like, I can't even imagine how screwed up their lives are from this. And even in wake of this, do you think some of these Blizzard employees are going to get hired again in any sort of real capacity? I don't know. I still think they'll view them as problematic, or they have this
course.
baggage, even though it's not true.
You know what? And there's another layer to this, which is the people who further amplified this messaging, and we're going to get to that here in just a second. But first, here is I want to hear the rest of what Asmongold has to say here.
Do you remember, somebody in chat said this, do you remember when I said that gamers are the most oppressed group in society? It's not women, certainly not women. It's not gay people. It's not trans. It's not disabled people. It's gamers. Gamers are the most openly discriminated against group. We're not Jews. It's gamers. We're having our spaces colonized, and they're getting mad at us for not liking it.
Interesting. I do want to talk about somebody who amplified all this, and that is this dude right here, Jason Schreier. Now, he's the guy who literally wrote the book about the ongoings within the industry here, profited off it, and this has been pointed out by a lot. So you're telling me this guy lied and gets dozens of legacy game devs fired and single-handedly ruined World of Warcraft? Yes, Jason Schreier is one of the dudes who was behind this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he hold on to the information for a while too?
Yep, to put in his book.
Yep,
to put in his book, exactly. More here. So one of the most legendary game studios of all time was destroyed because a bunch of women made tons of false allegations that ruined careers. This is why nobody believes women, right? And I think that's the issue here, is that, look, this whole thing started with a noble cause, believe women, right? But here's the problem. People are flawed. People will find a way to abuse things. And then when you have somebody abuse thing and lie, and then ultimately proven to be these things not to be true at all, it weakens the argument of every other allegation. And that's the issue. It says, now this company is packed with women who have destroyed every single one of these franchises here. And once again, whether it's women or not, like when you have somebody who lies and provably lies, but still sees results, it negates the actual stories behind it. It sucks. Chris over here says, even Jason Schreier admits in his latest book that the Cosby Suite was a fake nothing burger and Kotaku was full shit. But the damage was done, and many great devs had, in some cases, 20-year-plus careers ruined since nobody wanted to hire problematic devs, which was all fake. Heartbreaking. Infuriating. Yes, Chris, you are correct. And then going back to Schreier, this is a tweet of his. It's pretty wild that in 2021 a new game studio still looks like this. Do you remember this tweet? It says a bunch of white guys, and that was deemed as problematic in 2021. Like, this is the guy. This is the guy right here. That it's crazy.
One
crazy
weasel can do all this damage.
Yes, man. What a statement right there. One weasel. And yeah, and he had a 2024 book called Play Nice. And he said that the Cosby Suite was portrayed was complete nonsense and completely inaccurate, and everybody got it wrong. He said there were no Blizzard suites devoted to taking victims for harassment like that, and the extreme narrative led to unfair job losses. It was just, yes, 100% true. But once again, he helped perpetrate all this, and Kotaku did as well. Kotaku were big players in pushing this, and this idea of, look at all these bad things that are happening here. When in reality, there was nothing. Like a couple knuckleheads making couple stupid comments caused the entire downfall of the industry because someone got offended by it. And there we are. That's where we're at right now. Congratulations. You did it, kids. So, all right. Any closing thoughts on that nonsense?
All I can say is I hope something can be, I hope some form of, punishment, legal punishment can take place for this. Hopefully, somehow. I tried to find Phoenix, the people that filed the complaint. It was an anonymous complaint filed by an HR person at Activision Blizzard, which is why, once again, we will not have any HR at Side Scrollers ever. Yeah.
So
HR
sorry about that.
Crap.
But we do know people like Kotaku and Trier. You know, like you can go after them. I'm surprised like Kotaku hasn't gotten served over this.